Yo, it's time. This is what y'all wanted to know, right? This is the one everybody thinks they know, but they don't know, and they say, how did it start? And no one really talks about it. And you're right, they don't talk about it. But if you were there, if you experienced it, if you was in the mix, guess what? You know. You know. And now you will know, because I will put it on this video, the truth between the Jay Z and Jadakiss fallout. The beef. And what it really was Jay got caught with his hand in the cookie jar again. You know, this happened not once but twice. One time's an accident, second time we know what you're doing. And what happened was Jadakiss, when he came out, was supposed to sign with Jay Z and Rockefeller. That's what people didn't know. They were trying to get a deal to sign Jadakiss over to Rockefeller and bring him, and try to bring a deal to bring the Locks over there with them. Now, the Locks was independent at this time, and they didn't want to go into another deal and be stuck with Def Jam and, you know, and Lear Cohen and all that, and Jay wanted to try to broker this deal, but everybody wanted Jadakiss. It was the biggest buzz since the Lloyd Banks and G Unit when Banks was out. Everybody wanted Kiss, and they thought Kiss was going to be the biggest star in the world. So every major label at this time this is back when they were still throwing money at people, and they throwing big money at Jadakiss. Major signing bonus, recording budget was crazy for Kiss the Game Goodbye. It didn't recoup the money back, but the budget was crazy. So he's got a bigger budget than Jay Z, and Jay Z's doing the Dynasty album. Jay Z done just sold 3 million, 7 million records, and his last 2 albums sold about 7 million records. And you telling this guy that his budget is not increased for his next project? That this is the budget that they got to give you? So he was a little upset with his situation, Jay-Z did, and he's seeing the buzz that Jada's getting. And Jada's got all these songs out, because they really have all these producers on the Jadakiss project. They really don't have an idea of how to bring Jadakiss to the public. So all Jada's songs are being leaked, and people are putting them on mixtapes because they want to. Jada's the hottest thing out. So anything with Jada on it, people wanted to hear it. So if somebody with a mixtape had a song, they'd just take it and put it on a soundtrack. And the studio's like, wait a minute, why are we wasting this money? These were supposed to be on the album. Songs like Flow, and there was a couple other joints, and those were banging on mixtapes. And then they've been bootlegged from other mixtapes and fake mixtapes and took them. So now they like, well, we can't put those songs on the album. But everybody else like, man, these songs gonna be on the album. The album gonna be banging. You know, Jada ruling. So they're gonna put Jadakiss on a feature on a couple of their Interscope artist projects, like Maya. Maya's coming through with her second album. Major success on the first. She does Best of Me with Jadakiss. The song didn't catch on till late, but it's a good beat, and it was on the hip hop charts. And that's what Jay Z does. He waits to see what's gonna be a hot, and then see if he can get in there. And so what Jay Z did is, when the album was not doing too good, he got in there and decided, okay, let me get in here. When they decide to make the video, he gets with Swiss Beats, and so he can get on the song with Maya. And before Jadakiss could be displayed in the video with Maya to help advertise him, when he comes out, Jay's doing a remix of the song, and he's in the video. Because who you think the company gonna go with? Jay Z on a remix when he's the bigger artist when it comes to selling the project of Maya, or Jadakiss? And what messed it up, it was a Swiss move, and Kiss didn't like what Swiss did. It was a conversation that was held, and Jay was like, "Oh no, I didn't know nothing about it. I just got the word they wanted to do a remix of the song." So I really, tell you the truth, I never heard the first version. I never heard the original version. So they just told me they wanted to do a remix, so I just came in, laid my vocals. Everything was cool. Everything is squashed. Everything's back to business. R. Kelly has a song with Jadakiss that's thumping. Everybody got it on a mixtape on R. Kelly's new song off his new album. It's called Fiesta. Fiesta's killing it. Everywhere you go, Fiesta. Jadakiss on there. Next thing you know, they finna film a video for Fiesta. Jadakiss don't even get a phone call. He find out like we find out. He see the video pop up on TV. There's a remix for Fiesta, and it's Jay Z. And then he, in the opening lines, he just say, after the original is probably this. That sound like a direct shot at Jadakiss, who's on the original song. So it was hell and high water. Styles P was like, "Man, hey, look at this, man. Look at this clown. He's an ego tripping." And so they was like, "Dude, he don't want to pass the ball. He trying to just blackball you out the game, so he could just stay on the spotlight." And so they were hot with R. Kelly, Jadakiss, all of them was like, "Man, dude, what you doing, man? You ain't even call us and his peoples." And R. Kelly people hung up the phone on Jadakiss. And from that moment on, the fuse was lit. And once they heard, like, "Dude, got out me with a line," and da-da-da-da, Jay's trying to duck and dodge, Jadakiss now. So they was like, "Oh, Jay gonna be down at baseline and this and that, and they gonna be at that club, so we gonna just show up there." So once they found out the Locks was in the house and there was nothing they could do about it, Jay was like, "Oh man, like, we gonna have to see them." So he reached out, like, man, like, had one of his guys, Tata, "Yo, text Jay to tell him it's Jay. Let me see your thing." Start texting him, "Yo, this Jay. Look, man, that verse, I went back and listened to it. I see how you would be confused. I'm apologizing for that. That's on me. I'm sorry. That I never meant no disrespect to you. Blah, 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 blah. I already know what you can do, and da-da-da-da. There's no need for no beef." And Beans is like, whatever. Beans looking like this is a come up. You know what I'm saying? This is an opportunity, because basically he going at rock. They did the Fiesta remix with him and Styles P, and the way they coming at him on the verse is like, oh man, these dudes are coming after the rock. So Beans got an album coming out, and he thinking he need promotion for the truth. The reason. So he coming out with the reason, and the reason's out. He needed some buzz, so that's why he got involved. But that's another story. I'll continue that at a later date. But Jay Z knew better than to go into battle with Jadakiss, because he was terrified lyrically of going into a battle with somebody like Jadakiss. He lyrically didn't want that kind of publicity and press on him. So he just stayed back and played the field, and then sent his soldiers to go deal with Jadakiss and them, while he stayed in the background and wasn't going to touch the subject at all, because he didn't want no indirection. They wanted no problems with Styles P. That's who the main guy they didn't want to do. So when Beans did his attack, he clearly left SP off the thing. Like, yeah, SP my guy. Like, nah. SP wasn't having it. You weren't finna come in there and cause division. But I'm going too far. Now I'm going into that beef, and we'll do that on another one. So we'll say part 2, the Beanie Siegel Jadakiss rivalry, for the next one. I'm out.